Have you seen that little old man buckling both his shoes? Mother can't contain herself when the vicar wears his stripy trousers. Look at me in the sweetie shop, custard creams and treacle tarts.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Thursday, October 27th, 2022. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellon.
Hey, J.E. Skeets, how are you?
Hey, big guy. Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Ew.
And making the magic happen, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, the protector of the realm, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are.
I wasn't sure what bit is that.
What? I don't know.
What do you mean?
Were we pirates or were we? What were we supposed to be?
I got Macho Man vibes.
Oh.
Okay.
Sure.
It could be anybody.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Joel McMillan's favorite mug, a Macho Man mug.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He broke it? What, a cat knock it over?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see you later, mug.
All right. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, thrive. If you're a podcast OG listener, please rate and review the show. 5 stars only. Anything for the classics, right? Go get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. You guys know we got a lot of immaculate items available there. Send in your questions and comments to nodunks@theathletic.com. And yesterday, if you haven't checked it out already, new Is This Good podcast with Matty O and special guest Amir Blumenfeld.
What a treat.
Rolling through. We debated the merits of standing to wipe your ass. We discussed whether vanity license plates are cool or crass. Oh, these are bars. And should you leave an unattended bowl of candy outside for the trick-or-treaters this Halloween? TK, you want to chime in on that one? You're in a very, a neighborhood where there's tons of kids coming around. I don't know what plans you have for this Halloween, but would you do such a thing? Leave that unattended bowl of candy?
I think I will do such a thing.
Okay.
Because I'll be out trick-or-treating with my kids. Certainly kids will be walking around, seeing our skeleton unicorn out front.
Yep.
Come on up. Grab a Reese's.
Help
We
yourself.
got every kind. We got the weird stick ones. We got the circles. We got the footballs.
Oh, wow, you got
They,
all
they
the
do them all.
pumpkins.
Pumpkins, yep. Those are out there.
We got the thins.
Ooh, yeah.
We got a cake.
Ooh,
Reese's
yeah.
cake.
Just help
One
yourself
slice
to a
only.
slice.
Dark chocolate. There's probably a dark chocolate out
Oh,
there.
there's gotta be. Dark chocolate thins, milk chocolate thins, white chocolate thins.
They're like Oreos now. There's
Just
like
one.
40.
Just
Yeah.
one, you greedy little kids. You little goblins coming from a Reese's.
That's hard. How do you do that? How do you make sure that only one is taken?
You don't.
You need cameras.
Setting up a FaceTime. Gonna set up a FaceTime.
What do you
I'll have my phone pointed at the bowl. We'll have Laura on FaceTime. She'll
Yeah.
be walking around carrying her phone, and I'll just
Okay.
keep an eye on it. Anytime a kid comes up and they touch 2 packages, put one back!
That's exactly right.
That's how you gotta
Scare
do it.
the
Yeah.
hell out of them.
Exactly.
It is Halloween.
Yeah.
You're allowed to
Yeah.
scare the hell out of them.
Well, we
should.
debated all of those topics and more on Is This Good? It is still here in the No Dunks feed, that show yesterday, but there is a brand new Is This Good YouTube and podcast feed. It's available on Apple and Spotify and Stitcher, wherever you want to listen and download it. So go subscribe.
GL
Is
to
This Good?
ITG.
Because I'm telling you right now, next week's Is This Good? It ain't here. It does not exist here in the No Dunks feed anymore.
Yeah, it's time for some fall cleaning. Clean out the feeds. Gonna get rid of baseball soon. I like my feeds clean. It's getting a little mucky.
Okay.
I gotta be honest. Not with Is This Good. More like baseball.
The show he does.
This is gonna be a bad.
Way to sell it.
We're gonna get rid of. We're gonna get. I mean, what else is there? Then it's clean feed, right?
Yeah,
Once
clean,
Is This
clean,
Good.
clean feed after baseball ends, and Is This Good?
And
is
into
gone.
next summer, it's gonna be a
Clean feed.
basketball feed. Only basketball.
Wow, bold statement.
Yeah.
Well, what about film sessions and I don't know, what
Basketball
other
films, fine.
Okay, can't do rad. Okay,
Is there a basketball in Rad?
I don't think there's a single
Not a
basketball.
single
I'm trying to think
basketball?
if there's even a basketball jersey spotted in the movie Rad. I don't think so.
That's actually a good website. Is there a basketball in this movie.com? Simply answers the question.
I like it.
Yep,
Okay.
solid.
On today's show here, we're going to do something a little differently. We are going to attempt to tackle all 10 games from last night in the NBA. A key takeaway, a key stat, something that caught your eye.
Yeah.
We'll try and talk about every single game from last night. But before we get to that, we had another wedgie.
Amazing.
Holy moly, this is our third wedgie of the season. It happened in Chicago. And it was a defensive-minded wedgie because it was Miles Turner, who is back from that ankle injury, blocking Zach LaVine, who was attacking the rim there. Really nice wedgie there.
Really nice.
Yeah.
It's like they went up there on purpose to put it in.
Yeah, so, that's a little bit of the hand, but I think a clean block, and they called it as such. And there's the wedgie, so 3, baby. Tassie, here we go.
Here we go. As a basketball sicko, I didn't realize Miles Turner was even coming back yesterday. As a sicko, I should know that, but he made everyone know his name with a wedgie.
There you go.
Well done. And Adam Amin on the Bulls calling it a wedgie. Great stuff.
I think we got a wedgie reference from both the home and away broadcasts. Is it Chris Denari?
Yeah,
Indiana?
he loves calling it a wedgie.
I'm pretty sure he said wedgie too. So
Good call.
Good stuff. Okay, so we got to get into this because we have a million games. Let's start with the Eastern Conference games, then we'll take a break and do the Western Conference games. That's how we're going to tackle it. Our first game, we'll go with the one that was on ESPN. The Bucks use a lopsided run after Steve Nash is ejected. Ooh, crazy eyes. Nash gets tossed, and then Giannis and the Bucks go on this massive run. They win 110-99.
All right.
Task. Key takeaways.
All right, so everybody just demolishing the Nets early in the season. But looked like there was sort of a light at the end of the tunnel in the first half. They were up a dozen at half. Ben Simmons coming off his most aggressive half of the season. 7 shots in the first half. As a matter of fact, 7 shots, the most he's taken in a game this season. Things changed in the second half, though. He didn't take a shot in the second half, and I know I'm, starting with Ben. Do we need to pile on Ben? But they need him to shoot. They really do. They got pounded in the third quarter. Part of it was because they don't have a flow on offense. Part of the reason they don't have a flow on offense is because guys who have the basketball within 7 feet aren't shooting the ball. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Kyrie Irving drops a beautiful pass to Ben Simmons. Again, 7 feet. It's a push shot time. It's a little hook shot time. And you can hear on the broadcast, clearly, it's going around Twitter, it's going around everywhere. He says, "Shoot, Ben!" Ben does not shoot.
No.
So he did not. He did not shoot in the second half. He did get to the free throw line for two times there. And listen, they're playing the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks are obviously an amazing team. They're going to come back when they're down a dozen. But in the second quarter, the Nets look like a competent team. They had Edmund Sumner, a fun name to say, come off the bench with a huge spark for them. 9 points in 6 minutes there, and they looked good. But again, they don't have the flow, and I'm worried about Ben overall because 2 of 7, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, the real Draymond Green type of line. But he also he didn't really give it on the defensive end enough. He knew that Giannis Antetokounmpo would be a guy coming at him. It happened in the preseason. There was a great clip of him banging with Ben in the preseason. And then late in this game, Giannis just takes him down to the hole, and Ben doesn't offer much of any sort of presence against them. And Giannis just, scores and does the too small signal that everybody is doing in the NBA. And that's all she wrote. I think there's just there's not enough fight from this Nets team. And on the other side, it's just hell playing against the Milwaukee Bucks. It is so tough. Of course, we're going to talk about Giannis, but Brook Lopez had 6 blocks in this game. Mm-hmm. There's just a fight on that end that the Nets don't have. Again, they're losing by 10 points in each of the third quarters, minus 10 on average. That's just one of my pet peeves in the NBA. You don't come out a half and you stink. That just means you're not together. Will they get it together? Kyrie Irving is telling everybody just to lay off Ben. Maybe that might happen, but I don't know. Going into tonight on the second half of a back-to-back against the Dallas Mavericks, I ain't betting on those Brooklyn Nets. I don't know if it comes together, but Giannis obviously decided to come out of the locker room and destroy everybody. 13 of 15 in the second half alone. 43 points for this monster. He is getting better. He's getting better. 36 points per game right now on nearly 68% shooting. 36 points leads the NBA. And again, not a good first half for them. They're down 12, but they come out in the second half. And let's get to Steve Nash's ejection that happened there in the third quarter. Not because he was pissed about the way his team was playing, but he was trying to protect his player. Giannis comes down. It's at the 3-point line. Patty Mills is playing some sort of defense. He kind of flops, goes to the floor, in my opinion. Nash throws up his hands. He says, what the heck is going on? I'm trying to protect my guy here. And the refs didn't like him yelling for that first time, and then he got into it a little bit more when he was trying to explain himself, and he's gone real quick. Mm-hmm. And here's Kevin Durant talking about Nash and him getting tossed for the first time as a coach. He said, I mean, we watched him play for 20 years. I've seen him talk shit to the refs. I've been on the court when he's talked shit to the refs. My first few years, Steve used to talk crazy to the refs. So when he didn't get a tech as a coach, I'm like, where's that shit at? That from Alex Schiffer. It's enough finger pointing. That's all the Nets do. He's finger pointing at his coach. But
he's saying he likes to see it.
He liked it, but he hasn't done it enough.
He played with a fire when he played. He had fire in his belly, and we haven't seen that as a coach. So good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Good stuff. Crazy eyes.
Yeah, we have. I think we have the. Do we have the crazy eyes photo?
Yeah,
he looks.
I mean, he was playing against Bobby Portis. So.
Yeah, Bobby Portis.
That's a scary Halloween costume that I should consider going as.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks like a mask. It doesn't look like a real face with the teeth like that.
Oh.
I can't even make my eyes that big.
It does. Whoa.
Anyway, what? I thought. Jerome putting a Mr. Temper Boy on Nash.
Thanks for the order, Steve.
It shocked me because I hadn't seen the. You don't see the black version of that T-shirt all that often. I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, it looks great on Nash. I think it fits him well there. And it looks like there's blood coming down from his mouth. With the old crazy eyes, right? It looks like might be blood trickling down when you zoom in, but there was no blood.
No, okay.
He was just mad. But it's a weird thing with this Brooklyn Nets team. Again, the finger pointing to me. Kyrie, probably a good quote after the game. Sometimes you get good quotes, sometimes you get bad quotes with Kyrie. He said, "I'm like, just lay off Ben, lay off him. He's coming along. It's been 2 years since he played basketball. Fine, but they need Ben eventually. He is getting paid nearly what Kyrie." Is like he's getting paid like 35 mil. At some point, he needs to play better because Kyrie and Kevin Durant just can't do it alone. Mm-hmm. So if he's shooting, things are better, and maybe this team gets it together. But the way they ended last season, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to see that. So
any thoughts on this game?
Well, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving scored 60 points together, and the Nets finished with 99. Just isn't going to work. You can't get all your points from two players, really, because what they do, they went for 76 combined against the Grizzlies, lost that game as well. They just have no defense inside. Giannis is a relentless guy, and the Nets are very relentless. If you keep going at them, they're not going to be able to stand up to it. Ben Simmons was a great defender, but he was a perimeter defender, and now he's forced to be the center, basically, for the Nets. He couldn't do it when he was trying to guard Zion early in the season. He couldn't do it against Giannis. He's not a big guy, but he's their best big guy defender because Claxton's a skinny guy as well. So I don't see the Nets getting better defensively this year. Maybe Simmons will start making more plays. I don't think he's ever going to be a shooter. I don't think he's ever going to be much offensively for this team, but they need him to play differently than he has in his entire career as a defender now. So that's going to be tough. Nash was just trying to shift the vibe, right? That's all he was trying to do was get his team fired up because somebody has to, and it doesn't seem to be the players right now.
And Ziller wrote in his newsletter this morning, Giannis just plays every possession like it's the most important possession in his career. It's so true, especially in the second half, and you already went through his stat line. Monster game from the Greek freak. I almost said Greek feet. Tess has no shoes on right now. Okay, our next game here. Let's go to Siakam, scoring 20 points as the Raptors beat the slumping 76ers 119-109. Maybe what's going on here is we have a race to see who can get fired first. Steve Nash versus Doc Rivers. Who gets canned first here in the season? But the Raptors, really good game from them. Really in control for a majority of this one. Sixers were hanging around, and Embiid was doing things offensively. Maxey is just a terror. Excuse me? Apologies to our listeners. Woo! That one, apologies. That's
Yeah.
going to smell a little bit. Sorry, guys.
I thought that
Wasn't
was
a
my
fart.
Greek feet, but it was not.
Some construction still going on. That wasn't a fart. I don't know why I made a fart joke. Anyway, the Raptors made a season-high 16 three-pointers. They shot their best field goal percentage of the season. They had 32 assists. Siakam was on fire in the first quarter, and really in the first half. Hit 4 threes to start this game and was talking a lot of shit to PJ Tucker, who... he can't guard him right now. That Siakam was letting him know that you have no chance of guarding me. I'm in the zone. Scotty Barnes returned to the lineup for the Raptors, so that was nice to have him back after the injury. He had 16 points. This was just like a really solid team win. Led by Siakam in the first, Van Vliet in the fourth hitting timely shots, Gary Trent Jr. hitting threes, and it all added up to a pretty comfortable victory, like I said. But Kyle Neubeck of the Philly Voice pointing out just how pathetic the Sixers' transition defense is right now. Now, the Raptors, they love to get a stop and go. That's their thing. They had 29 fast break points. But holy crap, if you watch this, the Sixers made it easy. They are lollygagging back. Embiid a part of it, but a lot of these guys just no desire to get back. And you do. But you also have to be concerned, Neubeck pointed out, about PJ Tucker and how he's going to age here over this 3-year contract. Because right now, I mean, this is just an example of a worst case scenario. Because, you brought this guy in and you trust him for these top assignments, and he can't hang with these players. I mean, right now he can't. Siakam had his way with him. He really did. So that's a bit of a worry here. There's a lot of issues with the Sixers. And they play again here. When is it? Tonight or tomorrow? I guess tomorrow, Friday night. These two teams again. We'll see if they can bounce back. But the Raptors just look like a way better team than the Sixers.
PJ, that stands for plodding jog, because the Sixers are a slow team. Tobias Harris hasn't gotten off to a good start either, and it just feels like, especially when you see him playing the Raptors, where it's their goal to get out and run on a make, on a miss, on a turnover, you can really see the athleticism difference. It's like Maxey can hang with the rest of the Raptors, and that's pretty much it from the 76ers. So they're going to be a slow team all year, but they've got to figure out how to play defense, and it's going to be a problem if Tucker and Harris are the guys who have to lock down on the wings, because maybe one of them will be able to do it, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to hang with a pair of wings at least.
Yeah, it's odd watching this Philly team and Tyrese Maxey, because they can't get him going. They're so slow. It's the slowest an NBA team has played since the 16-17 season. It's been a long time that a pace has been this slow. And this Raptors team, yeah, what a delight. They're not starting a center against Joel Embiid. They're starting Pascal Siakam, and they're fine with it. And that's what they did last year in the postseason. They just are able to put pressure on the ball, then recover and front Embiid and bring another guy. To me, the amount that they run, I think they lead the league in miles run or kilometers run. I know there's a stat out there, it's a stat tracker, but I'm not tracking it. It's probably true though. They just are so good at that. And they get out and run, and yeah, they do it by committee, as you said, 6 guys in double digits. Pascal Siakam, he's a GD star right now. Yeah. He is just so good. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. With Siakam playing at this level, we're going back to the offseason here when there was talk about the Raptors getting Durant or Donovan Mitchell. Like, if they had that type of score that they lack. They do. Pascal can't play to that level. I don't know if he'll ever be that kind of, take somebody off the bounce guy.
Sure.
Let's say they had one of those guys in the lineup. They're a championship contender, for sure. And I know they're really, really, really good right now, and we're waiting for Scotty Barnes, who is a joy on the basketball floor, to take that next step. But with Siakam playing the way he is, easily being an incredible number 2 guy,
right?
They would be a contender. Sorry to do that, but either way, They are a delight. The way they work their asses off, and they just kick the Sixers' ass. They just kick their ass.
I love how Scotty Barnes loves to hug every guy too. We've gone from high fives. That used to be Nash's thing, right? Led the league in high fives when he played for the Sun. High-fiving everybody left and right. Scotty Barnes, he gives out straight hugs on the floor a couple times in this game when they were putting it away at the end. He does bring that joy. And Siakam, we might talk about this on tomorrow's Drop podcast. Where is he right now in the league? Is he he's been top 15 if you're looking at all NBA selections. Is he top 10 right now? Is he flirting with his goal of being a top 5 player? Is that a little too much? Yeah, we'll get into it on tomorrow's show, but hell of a win here.
Got to be top 10. I went to
top 10 right now. The playmaking, 13 assists. Like, he is creating for
No.
That's
like you mentioned, 3-point shooting and the playmaking. Maybe he'll never be an off the bounce guy to kill you to fly by you, but he's perfected almost every part of his game.
Yeah.
I went to your favorite page, the MVP tracker. Yesterday.
Yeah, well, where is he at?
He wasn't on there.
Okay, yeah.
It was during the game, so maybe after the updated games, maybe he was on there. But Josh Hart was on there, and I said, I'm out of here.
Wow, it's because the Blazers, when you were looking at it, were undefeated. It's a part of it.
Yeah. It's about the dubs.
Okay. Let's keep it going here, as we are in the middle of an actual factory, as you can hear today. Mobley, 22 points. Cavs beat the Magic for their 3rd win in a row. What do you got?
Oh, this was a game.
Yeah.
This was a game. The Cavs never trailed in the second half, but the Magic at least kept it close enough to make it interesting. Cleveland's bigs, though, were too much. Weird stuff with Evan Mobley's box score, because it does say 22 in all the headlines. But every box score says he only scored 20 points. So I don't know where those 2 points went. But he had 20 or 22 points, along with 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Jared Allen also had 18 points, 16 rebounds. The Cavs, I thought, had great patience just waiting for their big guy to get open or to get position in the post. Big shout out to Kevin Love. Could he be the best post-entry passer in the league? I don't know, but he can actually feed the ball into guys in the inside, and we've seen, like with the Sixers, that can be a challenge for some teams. Not with Kevin Love, though, so pretty good stuff from Cleveland to work their big guys. That's one of the big advantages they're always going to have. Not a lot of teams have 2 big guys, and obviously the Magic didn't last night, but another shout out to Paolo Banchero. Another huge game for this guy. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. He plays with great pace, and he has such control in traffic. He never gets sped up, which I think is pretty impressive for a guy that seemed to be just a scorer coming into the NBA, but he's already posting some nice assist numbers as well.
Yeah.
5 straight 20-point games to start his career. It's the 3rd longest streak to start a career by the number 1 overall pick. Did you guys see who it is that did 10 games and 6 games of 20 points per game? 20 points to start their career, number 1 overall pick.
I know it's not LeBron.
It's not.
And it's not
because
Iverson.
he didn't do
It's
it.
not. You gotta be old.
Oh, you gotta be
for
old.
this one.
Doug Collins.
No,
Probably
not bad. Not bad. Elvin Hayes.
Okay,
10
wow,
games
wow.
in 68. Oscar Robertson, 6 games in 1960. So it's been a while.
Wow.
If he gets 20 in his next game, we're talking Robertson numbers here. So fun young teams.
Yeah, because he's the youngest player to ever score 20-plus in 5 straight games to start a career. So I knew it wasn't Bron. But, yeah, only the 7th player to start a career with 5 20-point games.
Why is this stat so difficult for us to say? It's something weird. It was good to see the Cavs get a win here where Donovan Mitchell wasn't a monster either, right? He struggled in this one last night, 5 and 19 overall. But Dean Wade into the starting lineup there, Tass. That is a little switch up where Okoro only getting 11 minutes in this, and it's it is there is no Garland, so that's having an effect obviously on the lineups. But it's Dean Wade time and Karis LeVert in the starting lineup. And it looks like Okoro's been pushed down maybe a little bit.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Luckily, they have the depth.
It sure do.
It was an ugly game in that 4th quarter, but you're going up against Cavs defense, as Trey pointed out. It's hard to score. It's hard to score against this team.
One of the most entertaining games from last night, Jalen Brunson and the Knicks outlasting the Hornets 134 to 131 in overtime.
What?
Where are you going with this one?
Well, we got to start with Jalen Brunson.
Solid as a rock.
He is a rock. Yeah, give him the nickname. Sorry, Mitch Richmond. Move over. This guy is an absolute rock. When he signed the contract, there was a tiny bit of me, even though I love him and watched him play against the Jazz in the postseason there with the Mavs without Luka, where he was just so under control and so good at getting guys the right shots. I just wondered.
You doubted him.
Was he? No. But was he going to perform at that level night in and night out into Big Apple with the ball in his hands? It was a short period where he did it without Luka. But my God, he's good. He's very good. You can't speed him up. He is just so good. Even he got the superstar treatment by the Charlotte Hornets yesterday. They tried to get the ball out of his hands because he was so damn good. But took his time, paced it. He did everything. 90 seconds left, hit a huge three earlier in the game. He got Gordon Hayward out of his mullet with a beautiful in and out dribble. And so when it came down to crunch time, it shouldn't have come down to crunch time against the Hornets, but it did come down to crunch time. He was getting the guys the right shots and hit another big three in overtime. 27 points on 10 of 15 shooting, 13 assists, beauty passing, some gorgeous passes. This is an all-star in the Eastern Conference right now. If we made the All-Star team 4 games in, he's an All-Star.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to see it when you project it out, because I don't think he's going to fall off, really. He is worth every single penny. He is not overpaid. 27 again with 13 assists and 7 boards. So what a line, and just what magnificent control this guy has. So he is that same guy that he was in the postseason. And it could have gone awry. I mentioned the mullet. 9 seconds left in regulation. This is a tie game. Gordon Hayward gets the ball, and he's not the Gordon Hayward of old. Gordon Hayward of old would have gone into the lane, stopped, pivoted, and taken his shot. Gordon Hayward just gave it to P.J. Washington. You do something with it. It was just a bad basketball play. Gordon Hayward got it back because P.J. Washington said, nah. You do it. And Gordon Hayward went into the lane and shot an air ball. It was a great opportunity to give mullets in America everywhere some front page coverage. That would have been on the front page if he scores. The October Mullet Fest that they have here in America would have been airing that for the next 11 months, 12 months. Because that's front page exposure. You're in Madison Square Garden, which I got to say was jumping.
Hell yeah, it was. Have you ever been?
I've only been for an All-Star game and a draft, maybe. It ain't the same.
Oh, a draft? I thought you said a giraffe. I was like,
I saw a giraffe there
It was
once.
a giraffe convention at the
That was
Madison Square
Porzingis.
No Lee Ellis here, so I'll give you a draft fact that I just learned.
Yeah.
The only mammal to have no vocal cords. What's the sound a giraffe makes?
Quite ironic with a neck like that.
Yeah. It's too long. They
guess
snap,
they don't,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't make one.
Yeah,
They
okay.
just... That's the only
Oh,
sound they make.
amazing.
They eat. Anyways, they're 3-1. R.J. Barrett underwhelming. Julius Randle looks solid to me.
He's solid.
So
Mitchell Robinson, God, just stay healthy, man. He's such a game changer for them. 6 blocks, he's not obviously not stepping out to hit jumpers or threes, but 4 of 4 is all around the rim, clean up the messes there. 8 boards, just play. Just I hate when this happens. It happens all the time with Mitchell Robinson. I'm probably jinxing it. He'll have a really good stretch, contributing to winning ways for the Knicks, and then he'll go down with an injury. And it happens time and time again. But man, he's out there. He's a game changer. I thought they got contributions from a lot of guys off the bench too. Obi Toppin, Derrick Rose, Hartenstein, quickly.
Yep.
Reddish. You saw some minutes there. He didn't do a whole lot last night, but the Knicks are for real. And Brunson really is. He's like the equivalent of going to the restaurant and you get the table that's wobbly. Mm-hmm. And you gotta you gotta fold a coaster or get some napkins or something. That's Jalen Brunson. He's that piece of paper you put under the one leg that's all wobbly, and he just stabilizes things, man.
it's a good analogy.
Right? That's Brunson. Now that's quite a nickname for a guy, isn't it? You're the coaster. That's a bad.
Stabilizer.
Shimmy?
Is a good-
Shimmy. Some restaurants,
Sort of
they
a-
get fancy. They have a real thing that they use, but
It's not a
just use a
wedge.
coaster. Fold it up.
The wedge.
The wedge. Anyway, he's the Rock.
Yeah, Derek Carkner did that here at the Classic Factory when he was here.
For where?
There was a table outside the ground's a little uneven. Derek got it taken care of.
Oh,
The
good.
table. Bang!
Jalen Brunson said.
He said bang when he stabilized the table.
I love it. Brunson contributing here to New York. Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
Any thoughts on the Knicks win there?
Evan Fournier is the only player who played for the Knicks last night whose name has not yet been mentioned. So there's a mention for you, Evan.
He was fine too.
Knicks got lucky in this one that P.J. Washington's toe is too long.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yeah.
this could have been a tie game. Even though they showed the replay, he still thought his toe was behind. That was weird.
I thought that was interesting because I thought this was fascinating. They talked about it on the broadcast. It's so close, right?
Yeah.
His toe actually is not touching the line because his shoe at first is it folds up a little bit, right? You know what I mean?
curls
It
up,
actually
sort of.
appears to not be touching the line. But then it was Clyde on the call says, but when he rises up then for the 3, obviously goes up on his toes, and it's touching it.
Yeah, they got it right.
Yeah, but when you see it at first, like I think he saw the one part where you're like, hey, he's not. But that was an incredibly close call. But yeah, they were lucky. They
were lucky, and they're lucky with their schedule. The Knicks haven't beat anybody yet. They beat the Pistons, the Magic, and the Hornets. They got the Bucks and Cavs up next. Let's see if they're for real. Bucks, I would imagine, probably have the advantage. They're playing in Milwaukee. But Cleveland should be a game that New York competes in. And I think the biggest thing with Brunson and his success is that it takes the ball out of Julius Randle's hands and lets him do other stuff besides try and make every single play out there. So he gets to be the role guy. He gets to get some offensive rebounds. He gets easy buckets rather than having to work his way to a contested 18-footer. So him doing a little less has been really good for the Knicks.
Yeah. Brunson, people are saying shim. Just a straight shim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I thought you said shimmy.
You said shimmy.
Oh, okay.
I said shim. Yeah.
That's the word for a thing that goes under a...
Yeah, I guess.
Shim?
Shim it all in there. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
All right, next game. Trae Young scored 35 points. As the Hawks beat the Pistons 118-113. Just a couple quick thoughts on this. Bojan Bogdanovic did his darndest to try and keep the Pistons in this. He was hitting 3-pointers. I don't know why the Hawks were like losing sight of him, but he had a couple late, had a 4-point play to make it a 1-point game with like 1.5 to go. But it wasn't enough in the end. I thought Clint Capella had his best game so far this season with the Hawks. Second half, a monster. 8 boards and 4 block shots in the second half alone. He was a beast in there. And again, we talked about this with the Pistons. They're just small. And they were grabbing some big boards there late, the Hawks were. Collins had 4 blocks as well. Probably the TSN turning point of this game was Hawks up 3, about 2 minutes to go, and Collins turned it over. Bad turnover. Cade Cunningham's going the other way. He's going to attack. He's going right at the rim, and Collins, man, he just doesn't give up on the play and comes with a huge chase down block that I was quite frankly surprised didn't make the NBA's top 10 plays of the night last night. It was not a game-saving block, but it was a huge block, especially after he coughed it up. He got back, clean block off the glass, so that was big. And like I said, the Hawks, those two bigs and Collins and Capella with Trae doing his thing, getting to the line a million times, shot a ton of them. And then Hunter had his flashes. A good win here from the Hawks, a game they should win against Pistons. And I'll give some love to DeJounte Murray for at least slowing Cade Cunningham in the second half, too. He was a monster in the first half. You could tell that was talked about in the locker room. Like, somebody slow his ass down. We paid you the big... We traded 1 million picks for you. You're our defensive-minded guy. Go make life difficult for him. And he did. He really did. That you saw Capella, what he did on the inside, and DeJounte Murray. This is why people got a little excited about the Hawks because, hey, a little defense, when you got Trae Young as your offensive guy, you could win some games here. So they got it done.
Yeah, Clint was monstrous with the Cade curtain. You know, they really sort of got his angles sort of together in the second half after their first half, and they stopped him. It is odd, though, to see on the offensive end. You mentioned John Collins, a huge block, huge dunks. This is what he is. He's been great to start this season. He's been so great in that complimentary role. 19 and 11 and 4 blocks in this game. Perfect. The odd part is Trae on the offensive end with DeJounte Murray. It's a little bit, hey, it's your turn. Hey, it's my turn. And it hasn't been efficient whatsoever. There's too many air balls coming from Trae. There's something going on there. He's just not right. He ran the second best offense last year. Mm-hmm. It's not happening right now. We thought, all right, that 26th ranked defense from last year, that's coming back. That's coming up. But the offense has also come down. So they were second and 26th last year, respectively. They're 19th on offense this year and middle of the pack on defense, which we hoped for here in Atlanta. They're 13th in defense. So the offense is not clicking with this my turn, your turn. They got to figure that out, or if it's got to be in Trae's hands even more so. But, yeah, it's odd. It's tough for them. DeJounte ran his team last year in a similar way in San Antonio.
Some growing pains.
So that's what's happening right now.
Final game in the East. We'll go to you here, Trae, because your Bulls, led by Zach LaVine's 28 points, hold off the Pacers. 124-109. Wasn't close in the end.
Bulls are back. Yeah. Over 500. Bulls are back-to-back game winners. A comfy win. They had a 24-point lead. At one point, every starter finished in double digits, but my favorite lineup for the Bulls this game and in their prior win against the Celtics, Zach LaVine plus the reserves of Goran Dragic, Andre Drummond, Derek Jones Jr., and Alex Caruso. Dragic, 13 points, 5 assists, 3 of 3 from 3 last night. He's pushing the pace every single time he touches the ball, which is something the Bulls needed at the end of last season. Andre Drummond was great again, 8 points, 13 rebounds, 4 of them offensive. As long as he doesn't dribble the ball, perfect backup center. So those two signings have actually shown to be pretty smooth moves from AK, despite not a lot of buzz during the offseason. So I think that the Bulls are getting back to the way that they were winning games last year. Athleticism and trying to wreak havoc and push the pace as much as they can. It worked. The other most interesting thing I would say from this game, late in the fourth quarter, Bulls are running out the clock. Rookie Dalen Terry's just standing at half court holding the ball. His college teammate, Benedict Mathurin, comes up to him, just a few seconds left, and pulls down, stealing the ball from you and taking it the other way to try and score. Of course, Terry went down and hacked him. It's kind of funny since they were teammates in college. But that's always one of the funniest things to me is when somebody's trying to run out the clock and the opponents are saying, no, there's enough time here for somebody to get a basket. I think we were at the game when it was Caron Butler and Jonas Valanciunas way back in the day. That was a hilarious one. But you don't see it from rookies all that often.
No,
that's the surprising thing to me. A rookie doing it to another rookie was weird. Like with Caron Butler and Valanciunas, I think it was maybe Valanciunas' rookie year. You'll see a vet pull a silly move like that on a rookie. But these two guys, I wonder if they're going to throw down the next time they play against each other.
Or
Probably
making a
not.
stern talking to from their coaches. Who knows?
Yeah.
My only note from this game was Buddy Hield still just trying to impress the Lakers. He hit 7 threes, 7 or 12 from deep. Hey, look at me. Don't forget about Buddy over here. You going to make that trade or not? Let's do this. But really, really comfortable Bulls victory. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, in addition to Buddy Hield, Miles Turner back on the floor. As we mentioned earlier in the show, after the stepping on the ball boy, stepping on a ball man incident, as we heard last week. 4 blocks. That's all he needs to show. Not a great shooting night, but he showed the defense, and he is available via trade. That is 100% true.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll do the 4 Western Conference games from last night. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, guys, so I had my buddy Derek staying with me a couple weeks ago. Put him up in Jackson's room. Normally, I'd feel kind of bad about putting a dear friend in child's room, Jackson. He's 14 years old. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe picture a jam space at the bottom of a hotel laundry chute, and that's what it's just completely piled high with dirty laundry. Anyways, underneath all that mess is a king-size bed with a Helix Midnight Luxe mattress on it. So at least I thought Derek would be comfortable. Well, in the morning, Derek, he appears in the kitchen, and I say, "So, how'd you sleep?" He's like, "Yeah, fine. Yes, good. Yeah, thanks." I'm like, "What? That's a Helix Midnight Luxe you slept on." He's like, no, it's great. A little soft for me." And then it hit me. That mattress is for me. I took the Helix sleep quiz, so it's perfect for me, but not for him. He likes it a little firm. He likes it harder. Stiff, if you will. A Helix Sleep is a premium mattress brand that offers tailored mattresses based on your unique sleep preferences. The Helix lineup includes 14 unique mattresses, including a collection of luxury models, a mattress for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress made just for kids. I took this Helix Sleep quiz and found my perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. Honestly, I might as well have just thrown down a piece of cardboard and an old towel for Uncle Derek, because it just wasn't the mattress for him. JK, he loved it, even though it was a little soft for him. Not only is the mattress the best I've ever slept on, but the setup was fast and easy. Helix mattresses are delivered in a box straight to your door for free, and it's really fun to watch it just unfurl before your eyes. Plus, Helix mattresses are American-made and come with a 10 or 15-year warranty, depending on the model. You get to try it out for 100 nights, risk-free, and if you don't love it, you will, but if you don't, they'll pick it up for you and give you a free refund. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/NoDunks. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
All right, back here in the Classic Factory with No Dunks. Brandon here in the stream team saying, I was screaming, "Woo!" so loud at the Raptors game last night. Ric Flair in attendance. I'm not sure if you saw that. Yeah.
I did see Rick.
You big Ric Flair fan?
No.
No.
Never got into him.
No, really. Styling and profiling for Taz Mellis, eh?
You a Rick fan?
I mean, he was like, yes. Overall, yes. Can't believe he's still. He just had his last wrestling match not too long ago. Yeah, he's done. He's done. So now he's hanging out at
run for
Raptors
Rick.
game. I would like to see Ric Flair fight Jimmy Goldstein in the ring. That'd be a whole match.
A lot of flair in
Should be
that.
a Halloween Havoc match, it sounds like. I don't know what I'm saying right now.
What is Survivor Series coming up?
Yeah, that's very soon, I think.
Yes.
You like that one?
I just remembered that it's around Halloween. I was just pretty impressed with myself, so I said yes.
I think it's more around Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's in November. Okay.
American Thanksgiving.
All right, Western Conference games. Let's touch on these four. Trey, get us started here with Jokic and the Nuggets keeping the Lakers winless. 110-99 victory for them.
31 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists for Nikola Jokic, but I agree with Bruce Brown. It was a quiet 31.
It was.
Kind of, unless you were Anthony Davis, because Jokic was toying with Anthony Davis all night. There was a lot of buckets from AD helping put out fires, and Jokic just ended up underneath the basket wide open, or with room to create. There were also times when he was straight up bodying AD. Sent him out of the game at one point, of course, because that just happens with Anthony Davis. There was even a time when Jokic roasted Anthony Davis off the dribble for a dunk in the half court. Just casual dominance from the two-time MVP. He's found his game pretty early in the season, but mostly I wanted to give a shout out to two Brown. Bruce Brown and Christian Brown. You think it's Braun. You think it's going to be Braun, B-R-A-U-N, but it's Brown. Bruce, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Christian, 9 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. They played kind of similarly in that they just were the most effortful player on the court when they were on the court. Good cutting, good on the glass, just bringing a little unpredictability to the Nuggets. So I thought they were both kind of key in this victory over the Lakers, who, of course, shot under 30% from 3 again and are 0-4. This is LeBron's first time being 0-4 since his rookie season, and guess what? LeBron was good, AD was good, and they couldn't make a shot, so no difference.
Oh,
no
but
difference
so
in
who's
LA.
the scapegoat, though? No Westbrook in this. He's there, cheering on the team. So
Not LeBron.
Who gets the blame?
It's not LeBron.
It's not LeBron?
No.
It's not Anthony Davis?
He can never be scaped.
Okay. Well,
He can
give
never
me
be
another name, then.
escaped.
'Cause
Yeah.
I thought this
Robert.
was Westbrook's fault. What's going on?
Roberto Pelinka. This one's on him.
Yeah, mate, probably.
Let's go. Let's make a trade. It's got to happen. LeBron said it after the game. Quote, "We got to make some shots." End quote. He needs shot makers. Rob can do that. Rob, he's not going to make the shots, but Rob Pelinka in the front office can get a shooter or 2 or 3. They do need shooters. I know it sounds a little too simple, but that's what it's all it is.
Need a laser.
What it is. 8 3-pointers. Buddy Hill hit 7 last night. I guess it was Austin Reeves going into the starting lineup there for Westbrooks. He hit 2 threes.
He did his thing.
It was
Matt Ryan went 2 for 3 from 3.
Yeah.
That's all they got.
LeBron also didn't have a good game.
No,
This
I
was
know.
not a good LeBron game.
No, but he can't be scaped. That's all I'm saying. It's good.
The GOAT
It's
cannot
not.
be scaped.
He's still ticking away to the all-time scoring record. That's what it's all about.
That's what this season is all
Oh
about
my
for the Lakers. It really is.
Yeah, I'm watching the tracker.
1 shot in the first quarter, though, for LeBron.
Yeah, he did say I need to shoot more and I
Yes,
need to score more.
he does.
He does. That's fair. But I'm glad you took us through the Denver side of things because there's not a
What
lot
are you going
to
to say about the Lakers? Yeah. They played a bunch of bad guys who couldn't make shots.
and
Same old story.
and I know AD went down, but Jokic did give him some blows to the face.
Oh, yeah, and no doubt Davis came back. Just the same thing that always happens, but everybody wants to see Anthony Davis play the 5. The Lakers are at their best when he plays the 5. But this is also what happens.
Yeah.
He's going to take some bumps and bruises that he wouldn't necessarily take if there were a Dwight Howard around there to absorb the blows. So, yeah, Lakers, I don't know. When will they win a game? That's the real question now for the Lakers is when will they win a game? Currently 0-4. Up next at Minnesota on Friday.
That could be it.
Think that could be a win?
Yeah, because Minnesota stinks, as we'll get into our next game. They won, but they stink.
Wow.
In a way.
After that, they got the Nuggets and Pelicans.
That's tough. Those are teams that I mean, the Nuggets most of the time play hard defensively. I like the Wolves spot on that schedule just because they don't play hard defensively. So the Lakers could find a way to get to the lane a little bit more. Westbrook should be back for that game, which I know people will say, oh, maybe that's a good thing. He sits out. He should be able to get to the lane. And I know Rudy Gobert will be there, but I think he'll have some opportunities there. So that would be my pick because, yeah.
Okay, well,
I don't know. In a weird way, though, the Lakers losing, I think expedites Rob Pelinka to make this trade. I think so. I don't think he wants to go 0-82. I think he wants.
I just think he wants to enjoy Halloween. I'm going to keep telling you this. After Halloween, he will consider trading, but he has to focus on his costumes and his parties coming up. It's right around the corner. I mean, they can lose a couple more games. Who cares? Have a good Halloween if you're Rob Pelinka. And then get to work.
You think he leaves a bowl of candy out for kids?
No.
He's sitting out there distributing himself.
100%.
Nice, yeah.
Like they had Will Smith in to talk to the team the other day.
Yeah.
So he's not worried about the L's. You got celebrities coming in. You got Halloween.
Yeah, Will Smith knows nothing
right.
about L's.
Yeah.
Why was Will Smith?
Can Will Smith hit a 3?
Probably.
They gave him a jersey. Throw him out there.
I'm trying to remember his game from Bel Air Academy.
It was a
Scored
small
more
court.
inside, yeah. Maybe not a lot of range.
Yeah. Carlton stole the ball from him, so I guess we never got to see his
I
shot.
don't remember him shooting from the outside all that much, though. He attacked the rim,
Limited.
though. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go to the Wolves. They got a victory here last night, but Taz is not impressed. Anthony Edwards scored 34. They beat San Antonio 134-122. That's not an overtime game, just a high-scoring affair here.
Listen, this is the old baseball match, the second of 2 games in Minnesota between these two teams. The Spurs embarrassed them on Monday night, so the Wolves had to come out. And they were better somewhat. I don't think they're all that great. I think they're hot shooting, covered up, being slow to the ball defensively. They hit 23s, shot 65% from the floor, and they allowed the Spurs to hit 16 threes themselves and get 14 offensive boards. 14 offensive rebounds for a San Antonio team going up against Carl and Rudy Gobert, 2 monsters. They shouldn't be able to get 14 offensive rebounds. Why? Because they're slow and they're not moving. And so, yeah, they're better, but I guess a good sign is they hit some threes. Coming into this game, they're 28th in three-point accuracy, like 28%. They hit 10 in the first quarter. You mentioned Anthony Edwards balling out of the gate after Karl Anthony Towns said, don't eat Popeyes, Anthony Edwards. He had 12 points in the first 5 minutes, 4 of 6 threes, looking amazing, a beautiful lob to Jaden McDaniels. But there's pressure, I think, on him, D'Angelo Russell, and Karl Anthony Towns to hit threes now in that starting lineup because Jaden McDaniels is not really his game. Rudy Gobert, obviously, we know it's not his game. But beyond the starting lineup, they have hope that they have some bench guys that can perform. And Jalen Noel, that dunk,
that was
game,
huge.
Yeah, monster.
Where he
dunk.
brought it back.
Two-hander.
Yeah, that
was
looked
nice.
awesome. And he was great. 9-13, 23 overall.
Yeah, so he was great. 23 points for him. But we can, go down the box score. They scored 134 points, but you give up 122 to the Spurs, who got so many more shot opportunities. Lakers are winning on Friday. Lock it in. They're gonna maybe. I don't know. The way to me, we'll get to our pick and payoff. A couple of us picked the Wolves to win because they were embarrassed on Monday night, and I don't think they played all that impressively here after being embarrassed. So after a win, they're 3-2 or whatever, but I don't see them being great against the Lakers. So we'll see about that.
The Heat snapped the Blazers' 4-game win streak with the 119-98 victory last night. So we'll start with the Blazers really quickly. Lillard, he came up limping with about 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. He headed straight for the locker room. So you're like, uh-oh. He didn't return. Blazers announced right calf strain. He's unlikely, if I'm guessing, to play probably on Friday.
He's not playing on Friday.
Okay, so you can lock that. He's not playing on Friday. But then he said he doesn't expect to miss many more games. He said, quote, honestly, if this was a playoff game, I would have played. So, this is a right calf strain. Sucks, but he's not going to miss a whole lot of time here. The Heat, really balanced offensive attack from them. Probably their best game of this young season. They're in Portland. 6 players scoring 14 or more. Bam with 18. Butler and Lowry with 17. Lowry hitting 3-pointers. Huge for them. All 5 of his field goals from beyond the arc. And they made a season-high 15 3-pointers as a team, Miami did. Caleb Martin back, 16, Hero 14. So everybody chipping in for Miami, including the guy that looks like Tass, Max Strus, spark plug off the bench.
To
13
the
of the
bench.
16 points in the opening half, and he was knocking down 3-pointers. And they were needed because at first, Portland was in the lead in this game early on. They led at the end of the first quarter. Offense was sputtering once again, and Strus was like, he got them going and sort of unlocked some things. And then it continued for the rest of the game, turned into a blowout. But that was a really, really good Heat victory, and I know Spoelstra was talking after the game about, okay, that's us. That's our type of team right there.
And Caleb Martin into the starting lineup instead of Max Strus, I think makes sense.
Yeah.
He is the PJ Tucker replacement that they need. It just makes more sense. A little bit more of the toughness in that starting lineup. Obviously, the ball handling is the question with the Miami Heat, and yeah, Lowry looking better. So hopefully Lowry can keep that up. 5 big triples. But I will say about Damian Lillard, he woke up Wednesday with some calf tightness, as Jason Stark on The Athletic wrote, and he tried it out, and he said in his old days he would have fought through it. He would have just gone through it, but he's wiser now. He's a James Wiseman now. He's smarter, and he didn't fight through it. And I think he feels better, as he said multiple times, than he's ever felt in his career. So he wants to keep that going. So they lost, but I think a smart move there by Lillard.
And if you're keeping track, there's only one team left in the NBA still undefeated after the Blazers lost last night, and it is
The Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks, who've only played 3 games, which is a little weird part of that. But yeah, they're 3-0. So Portland falls to 4-1, and another team improves to 4-1. My God, Lauri Markkanen, 24 points. The Jazz win 109-101 over the Rockets, and this was another one of these let's play twice here, Tess.
Yeah, another one of these 2-set matches.
Are you a fan of these? I know it's early, but these like where you just stick around or at least do a home and home really quickly, like playing the same team twice in a row. Fan of it?
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it for 3 seasons now.
Feels like it's more here to start the season.
There's definitely more people talking about it right now, and I don't know why, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really have an opinion. It's
Yeah.
just a schedule.
Jazz changed the jerseys. I know we want a different team every time, but you just change your jerseys, change your floor like the Jazz do, and everything's good.
It's like a whole
weird.
other team.
It's weird. The Jazz are in their black jerseys with neon font and a black and neon floor in Utah. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I think this is going to be a one and done with these black and neons. You got to get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Throw them out.
And black with neon, and then neon yellow with black. Those
I do
two.
like the angular grain on their court. I think that's pretty nice looking.
Respect.
They
to
ain't
the
getting rid of them
angular
if they
grain.
keep winning
Respect to the
games like
angular
these,
grain.
man. 4-1.
Yes.
Top record in the West, right there.
They
with
used to
Portland.
be undefeated. They're rocking. Remember, we were here in early September. The Jazz traded Donovan Mitchell to the Cavs. We said it was all about the draft picks for the Utah Jazz with Danny Ainge. Draft picks first. Abaji, the draft pick that the Cavs made in June 2nd, and then Colin Sexton and Lauri Markkanen, probably 3rd, 4th, or 3rd together.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the players. But Lauri Markkanen, as soon as that trade happened, he went and played for Finland in the Eurobasket, and he looked great there, and he's carried it over into the season. He's looking really, really solid. He's just picking his spots really well where he goes hard to the rim, where he plays to his size, and for 48 minutes, you don't expect, going back in Lowry's career with Chicago and even Cleveland to some degree last year, for him to go through to the final buzzer and play great. But he played great. Up 5, 3 minutes left. He got a little pocket pass from Mike Conley in a pick and roll situation, and he went hard with a two-handed dunk. Yeah, it was Jalen Green on the help, but he's going hard to the rim, and it's been a consistent Lauri Markkanen. 17, 24, 31, 14, and 24 through his first 5 games. He was 10 of 15 in this game, the best player on the court. He's shown he's a good complementary player. Of course, he's not going to be a superstar, but he is what everybody thought he was when he was the number 7 draft pick. He is that right now. And I think he can keep that up because I think he's got that confidence. He looks bigger. He is, he looks stronger, and that's probably why he can play 48 minutes. So the Jazz lack, a superstar. That's key. That's obvious. But they got a lot of these complementary guys that are playing together, and they do what needs to be done to win. They beat the Rockets 25-8 in fast break points, and the Rockets scored only 5 points in the last 5 minutes of this game for the Jazz to seal it. So it's a tough place to play, even though it's black and yellow on the floor. The angular grain.
The angular grain.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Utah.
Any thoughts, Trey, on the Jazz win or any of these games as we wrap up our takeaways from all 10?
I will just say that I've noticed Jalen Green trying a lot harder to guard the ball defensively.
Oh, nice.
So, hats off to you, Jalen Green, on your improved effort.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd like to hear that.
I hope he's watching.
Or Steven Silas, for that matter, mate.
Okay, Steven Silas is more likely to be watching, I think, than Jalen Green.
And taking that compliment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they got through to him a little bit.
Pass it along, Steve.
There you go.
If only we were on unintentionally in the locker rooms like we used to be on NBA TV, Steven Silas would see us. But our unintentional YouTube channels left on. As a matter of fact, maybe one day YouTube channels will just be left on. But as a matter of fact, I watch YouTube on my TV. I turn it off, come back, and it's still on. Like, maybe it's a YouTube thing just to get the ad rates up. But it's been playing for like 10 hours. Just going through it. I don't know what my algorithm's going on. What's going on with my algorithm?
You reminded me. I had an issue this morning. I wanted to listen to our guy Will Liu, the Raptors Show podcast. He does great reactionary podcast to all the Raptors games, of course. And I wanted to put it on while I was in the shower. I like to do that. You know, I got a little Sonos, a little Roam. Can throw in there.
It's called a Roam?
Yeah, the little one.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm trying to link it up, and I hit the living room. Like, oh, okay, I'll just undo that. But you know, like Bluetooth or whatever, like AirPlay, has a mind of its own sometimes.
Yeah.
It works flawlessly 90% of the time, and then for no fucking reason, 10% of the time, it just does whatever it wants, and you can't figure it out. I couldn't. Nora's yelling at me from the other room because Will Liu's going on about the Raptors, and I couldn't unpair it, I guess, from my living room speaker. And it was like, and she's yelling, "Close everything!" And I'm swiping away, trying to close everything. Got it figured out, got it back on the road, but
Temperament.
I'm not alone in this. I know people out there listening and watching right now. Why Bluetooth? An incredible invention, but for some reason, every once in a while, it decides, not today, sir.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I've got the same problem in our new old car, where it's like your phone I think is always doing the right thing. The Bluetooth on the phone is always nailing it, but I think it's what it's connecting to is so different because, I don't know, you got to go through a different set of procedures to connect it the right way. You're like, disconnect, now connect, now play, now don't play. It really is tough out there.
Yeah, man.
You think you're going to be listening to a podcast about news and then suddenly Will Liu is talking to you about hedging the pick and roll? Devastating stuff for anybody early in the morning.
Yeah, people saying here in the stream team, old man yelling at Bluetooth. And Kyle says, first world Skeets problems. Yeah, that is. I can't unconnect from my living room speaker because I want to listen to Will Liu in my shower. Yeah, that's a first world problem. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But
you felt like a real loser. That's what they call the Raptor Show fans, losers.
That's right.
I love forcing my wife to listen to my basketball friends, as she calls them. You're listening to your basketball friends again? That's just a general name for any basketball podcast I listen to. Sucker. So I put it on wherever she is. I select the room.
Oh, that's
That's
why your team's Sonos, so you can just follow her around.
I still don't know the names for the different rooms in my house.
You don't have. They're not named like living room.
Yeah, but I've moved, so they got swapped, and then I just try everyone. I should
put
figure
it to all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a little thought on all 10 games from last night. What did you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Let's get to pick'em results. Tass teed it up there. It was that Spurs-Wolves game. Tass and I took Minnesota to cover the pretty big line, 8.5. Had to win by 9 or more. They got it done in the end. I mean, I was getting a little scared. Mm-hmm. They were up big, and then it was getting close. I was like, oh boy, this could be a backdoor cover for the Spurs and Trey. But no, in the end, Minnesota gets it done. So Trey goes to 2-5 with that loss. I'm 3-4. You're 5-2. What's tonight's game? 4 on?
4-game night. Doubleheader on NBA TV, not TNT.
Ooh, someone's scared of the football. Spooky season.
Who's the Thursday night game tonight? Ooh, Ravens versus Buccaneers. Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady.
That's like a rare sounding good Thursday night football game. Haven't they been complete shit shows like the last couple
Decent
weeks?
one. High scoring one last week.
Okay,
at
but then
least.
before
The two
that,
previous ones were brutality.
Yeah.
But touchdown Tom, he's looking shaken.
Yeah?
Behind that ramshackle O-line that Tampa Bay has.
You think the divorce is having an impact on
I think it is, man. I think it 100% is. Yeah. There's a cloud hanging over the Bucks right now. Off-field stuff.
Is this the end for TB12? That's what people are saying.
Well, I mean, if he does end up divorced, he's got nothing else to do, so he'll probably play for another 25 years.
Yeah.
It's strange. Yeah, as you said, just go up against TNF. Come on, TNT. What are you waiting for?
They don't want to get crushed, man.
They don't want to get crushed.
That's odd.
Barkley just signed a new deal. He's getting paid whatever he's getting, well north of $100 million, as the reports say. Make him work. No, TNT's off. NBA TV is on. Mavericks, Nets to start it. The Nets on their first back-to-back of the season. That's why I'm pretty hyped for this Mavericks pick in Brooklyn. They are -2.5, so Brooklyn +2.5 at home. Skeets, you like it?
I mean, I don't like it. Don't say that.
Trey and I on the Mavs. Well, yeah, I've been picking first. So I don't know if you guys. I feel bad that I pick first and then somebody want. I mean, I
mind it. I've picked third the past 2 days. I had to take the stupid Spurs last night. Everybody knew they were gonna lose.
So
you don't have to.
So the move should be every day we rotate who picks the game.
No rules.
Then what do you want? What?
I like to be able to have something to complain about at the end of the show.
Oh, okay.
We can get a little spice going back and forth, you know.
Yeah.
I don't mind this Brooklyn pick. After look, I don't have a lot of trust in watching them lose all these games and what's going on defensively and all that, but I feel like 90% of bettors are going to be on the Mavericks here tonight. It seems too easy.
It does seem too
easy. What's going on with that line? Hey, and the Nets could, KD could have a chance to win it at the buzzer and miss, and it's a 1-point game or something like that. They still cover.
Durant has been looking phenomenal, so that is one thing about the Brooklyn Nets. And Kyrie was 0 for 7 last night from 3. He should bounce back.
Okay, but you guys got Dallas to win by 3 or more. I'll take Brooklyn to cover as the Dogs. Let's get to Tweet of the Night.
Tweet of the Night. Wow.
Twitter.
Yeah, I got Tweet of the Night. I was going to go with all the great memes coming out of the Steve Nash photo, where he's going crazy, as we showed you with the buggy eyes. But there was almost just too many. I couldn't choose. So I wanted to go back to something we talked about, I believe, on yesterday's show, where we showed you that clip of Karl Anthony Towns talking about his teammate Anthony Edwards, talking to the media, like, oh, you guys think it's funny that this guy eats Popeyes. I don't think it's funny. I'm a leader. I might have to talk to him about the greens, talk to him about asparagus and stuff like that. But Popeyes got in on the fun last night on Twitter. They tweeted, "Good luck to every high-level athlete who eats Popeyes, regardless of what their teammates say." Great tweet. And I love that Anthony Edwards then goes out and gets 34 points in a victory. So well-timed. By Ant. And just a FanDuel jumping in here. Just a funny photo. I don't think I'd ever seen of Karl Anthony Towns. Cat when he checks Twitter. So when he sees that tweet, there he is for you listeners, curled up in a little ball. Oh my!
Like a little sea ball.
Looks like it does. Yeah, we can Photoshop him jumping into a lake or something like that.
That's in a playoff game.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
Yeah. So there it is. Just a little love to Popeyes. Hey, I'm a high-level athlete who eats Popeyes. I love it.
I ate it last night. I literally ate it last night. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Went to this Survivor party with Wendell and Davey. Was hungry on my way home. Stopped by a Popeyes. Had to get to my third choice on the orders. I'm like, all right, I'll take the chicken sandwich. We don't got chicken sandwiches.
What?
I'll take the chicken tenders. Let me go and check. They just disappeared for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
Come back. They're like, can't take your order. I was like, yeah, how about chicken tenders? Let me go and check. They had them, though.
They did?
They hooked it up.
Okay.
Nice. Yep.
Oh, you were having late night Popeyes.
That's
Popeyes.
Like
9 o'clock, 9:30 Popeyes.
Late night Popeyes. Crushed a few tenders, ate some fries, and then put up 35.
This guy's a beast.
Good game.
Popeyes, I mean, it's called Popeyes for a reason. Remember Popeye?
Makes you stronger.
Exactly. So anyway, good tweets there.
Did you just say it was a late night 9:30 Popeyes?
That's a late meal. Come on.
You're still feeling it the next morning.
Look, I have really very little rules when it comes to eating food, but even I will say you don't want to be eating dinner at 9:30 unless, of course, you're in Europe. That is normal. That's early in Europe.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, that's appropriate.
You're never eating dinner at 9:30.
I'm not saying I do, but when you say late night sounds like midnight.
Yeah, when do you think late night starts? After 11 to me. I don't know why.
Late night with Jimmy Fallon starts at 11:30.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 11:30 it is.
11:35.
Nice.
Late night is 11. I think was it Wendy's or I think it was Wendy's. They had, they had the whole late night menu. I think it kicked over at 11. At least, wow. It's sad I know that. Or think I know that. I don't know. There was a Wendy's in Stratford.
When do late night movies start?
What?
When can things get a little bit more blue?
Ooh.
Well, that might be 9.
Yeah, it's earlier than that. Have your Popeyes. Watch a blue movie.
Okay, let's go there. Go check out yesterday's Is This Good podcast. I would encourage you to go listen or watch it on the Is This Good YouTube or podcast feeds. Its own separate feeds. Matty O will be ecstatic. Amir Blumenfeld was hilarious. And we had some Lars. So go check that podcast out. You know what? Go download that podcast and put it on all the speakers in your house. Every single one. Let everybody in the house listen to that podcast. And you may want to watch it because I show you how I wipe my ass. Gave you a visual demonstration of how I go about wiping my butt. I'm a stander. And I'm proud. And I know there's about 30% of the population out there that are team
I had
stand.
one question while I was listening. Full stand? You're going stand right away?
That's a good follow-up question. I guess more times than not, but not every single time. Not every single time.
I like to treat mine like a pitching rotation. I bring in standing as the closer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys to get a couple good innings.
Exactly. I
from
mean, I'm
the
not going to
sit?
be walking around like this, I want to know how it's functioning when I'm at full height.
Right. But you're not, okay. Well, anyway, go listen to the podcast. You're never standing, absolutely straight like an arrow when you're
No,
wiping your
you're
butt. It's
never.
more of a
You're
lean.
never.
Really, it's a lean.
I also got takes on vanity license plates because I got a hilarious license plate, and it's not a vanity plate because it starts CUN7. That's what they send it to me from the government. They send me a plate that says CUN7.
Wow. Wow, we
There's a batch of those.
Yeah, I know. They're everywhere now. It's awesome. And when I drive by, I doff my cap.
Oh, there it is. There it is. So check out Is This Good? And what's happening later today? Oh, yeah, No Buffs, our Survivor podcast, which also has its own YouTube and podcast feed if you are a Survivor fan. We are breaking down... I dare call it the merge episode, but was it? We'll talk about it on our
Mergatory.
Survivor.
I'm in Mergatory.
Episode 6. That's 1 o'clock or so this afternoon. So come join us. Hang with TK and Trey and myself. Okay, till tomorrow. We got the Drop Podcast. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, haven't even looked at the schedule, but I'll tell you, the Lakers are winning on Friday.
Brace today, people.